We are going to be going over security system management using Frontier R4. So R4 is it's our latest release. It'll be coming out April 7th. And with R4, we have a lot of new exciting features, some improvements to the application, as well as features that we've added. So I'm going to go over some of the new features. It's going to be kind of a high-level review of the features. We will be doing some webinars, later on this coming month that'll kind of dive into some of these features a little bit more. But for now, we just wanted to go through the new features in R4 just to give everybody an idea of where the application is heading and some of the improvements that we've done. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the simplified installation package. We have redesigned our installation package to make it as simple as possible for whoever would be installing the system. This is definitely going to save a lot of time through the install process, as well as make it quite a bit easier to follow. So the installation package itself, we've redesigned the installation of the Frontier application in the Windows world where we install the application. We've also simplified the installation of our building controllers. So with the new building controller, the new solid state building controller, which is the next generation building controller, that has been designed to be installed easy as well. So we'll talk about some of the details about that as we go through the webinar. Another fairly big change here is we have enhanced our operation screen icons. So we've enhanced the icons, newer graphics, easier to read, easier to understand states of devices within the system as well. So that's another big change, and we'll take a look at that as we go through the webinar. One very large change we have is Frontier Video. So Frontier Video is a interclass VMS solution. So it's a total video management system that we have designed that is also integrated into the Frontier access control solution. So not only do we have the integration to the Frontier Video, we have actually our own Frontier Video platform now. So this is going to really give us a lot of flexibility in regards to the way we're able to pull video information into the access control system and really give the ability to use the access control system as the single platform that you're using to monitor your facility. So you'll be able to monitor your facility from the access control standpoint, as well as bring video in tied to access control alarms and things of that nature. But by having our own actual video platform, it's going to give us the ability to really tightly integrate the information that we can bring over to the access control system and really give it more of an integrated type platform where you don't have to be constantly going from the access control over to the video management. It'll be designed to where you can do most of the work you need to do in the access control side, receive video from the video management system, and then when needed you can go over to the video management system to retrieve different types of information. With this release also comes multiple credentials. So multiple credentials really are going to clean up the way we handle our credentials, give us the ability to assign multiple credentials to a single user, and get away from duplicating data. We also have the web client functionality coming out in this release. So ability to manage the application through a web client. It is going to be browser agnostic, so pretty much any web client that you want to use you can do, but this is going to be the first phase and the first release of the web client, so it's got quite a bit of functionality in it now to do most of the functions that most people would need on a daily basis, and we will be building upon that as we progress and develop the application. So let's go ahead and get started. So the simplified installation package. So basically, the thought behind this is we wanted to make the installation as simple as possible. So any applications that might need to be installed or configured along with Frontier, for instance, maybe SQL Server, all those different applications will be launched from our installation package. So it's really designed to be seamless as far as once you start the installation of Frontier, by the time you're done with the installation of Frontier, it will be configured and working, and there'll be no need to go back and maybe tweak different settings or things of that nature. So really designed to be able to install the application in the most simple way possible. So for end users who might do their own installs or different channel partners we might have, this is really going to give the ability for them to have a seamless installation and make it as easy as possible. Along with this installation, the simplified installation, we also have the option of installing demo databases that we have created as well. So this way, when you're actually maybe testing the application or reviewing the application to see what's coming up, you'll have the ability to actually see a built-out database once you install it, if you choose to, just to kind of take it for a test run and to get used to the application. So the enhanced operation icons and watch window. So I talked about this a little bit. The icons on the operation screens have all been changed and enhanced, and we will look at those specifically once I get done talking through the PowerPoint. But really the idea was to update the icons, give them a fresh new look, as well as improve on the visuals with the icons to really get across the states of certain devices within the system, and to make things very clear as far as what the states are and when you're controlling icons within the system. So that was the effort in redoing the operation screen icons. We've also done a couple enhancements to our watch window. So in the past, the watch window kind of had a fixed size as far as the photos that were coming in, and it also had a footprint that was of a vertical nature. We can now turn the footprint to be either a vertical window or a horizontal window, as well as we've added the whereabouts function to the watch window. The whereabouts function is a way to quickly click on a button when you see a badge holder and to be able to understand, say, the last 10 doors this badge holder went through. So the whereabouts gives you a quick visual of where this person has been within the system, and we've added that button onto the watch window, which really gives you a much more enhanced way to find people within your system. And of course, we'll look at the operation screen in a moment here. Frontier Video. So Frontier Video VMS system is completely new. This is a complete video solution. So this is, of course, integrated to our access control, as I was speaking about a minute ago. And it really is going to give us a lot of ability to make that integration very tight and very strong, and have a lot of capability for overall visibility within the system, combining the access control with the video. So in the first phase of our integration to the access control system, we do have the ability now to basically tie alarms to video cameras, bring up cameras, event-driven camera information. So say, for instance, a door forced, we can get that alarm in the ACS. We can right-click on the alarm, and we can view the recorded history on that particular event and see it as it happened, as well as bring up live video while it's happening. So that's kind of the first phase there is to be able to do that, to be able to control cameras, bring them up live. We can do a PTZ control, and then we can also have visibility of cameras being online or offline. We can bring in motion detection events from cameras, as well as do PTZ presets on alarm. And now, of course, like I said, this is just the first phase of the integration to the Frontier Video side. And of course, this is fairly basic stuff for the first phase. But like I said, this integration will get very tight, and it will have a lot of features to come. So we're very excited about having the ability to have our own VMS system and to really have control on the integration and what we do there. So with the Frontier Video, you will also have, we will have NVRs. We will have, of course, a full management client for Frontier Video, as well as we'll be able to use an app for an iPhone, or as well as an Android app as well. So very powerful VMS system. I am going to be doing a webinar this coming month, and I'll really dig into the details of Frontier Video. So multiple credentials, something we've been talking about for a while now. We're very excited to have this functionality. Instead of having multiple records for a particular person in the system, ability to give them a card, a key fob, maybe a vehicle type credential, and just associate all those credentials to one person. This is going to eliminate any data duplication that we've had to do in the past. As well as just it's a much cleaner way to manage your records. So this is really going to be a great feature for people moving forward, and really give you a lot of control over your card holders or your credential holders, and really give you good visibility on your record keeping and your configuration of your system. And then also this window has been completely redesigned for the credentials in regards to our last software, to where it is consistent to the rest of the application and follows the other setup screens very well. So it should be a much better user experience as far as the record keeping, and also as far as entering records into the application and creating records themselves. With R4, we also have our web client, another very exciting feature. This is really expanding our system and giving us ways to control it and administer it beyond having the traditional software to load on a client. So obviously we still have our client software that we can load on workstations, but now we're able to use any web browser to connect back to the server and actually administer the system, as well as visually be able to receive alarms and act on alarms and control doors. So we have the ability to do it through any browser, like I said, as well as the design of it. The form factor and the design of the application was designed to be able to scale down to tablets and work seamlessly on tablets. So works very well on tablets. All the buttons are large, so you can click on them with your fingers, and it just makes for a really good experience on a tablet as well. And we'll look at the web client here in a minute. The solid-state building controller, we've been talking about this a little bit in my past webinars. This will be coming out in June. Very excited about this as well. Our building controller is now going to be a solid-state device. The only thing that will be moving in that building controller, as far as a moving part, will be we have added just a couple fans in there. The fans aren't necessary, really, but it's kind of an insurance policy we like to think of. So there will be a couple fans in the building controller, but they're really most likely not going to be needed, but we didn't think it would hurt to move some air around in it. But really, I think the the biggest advantage of the new hardware is going to be the solid state hard drive, and no moving parts there as far as reading and writing data. As well as now we have the option to do a rack mount or a wall mount. And then we've also improved some of the configuration on the building controller. So we can load the building controller locally off a USB drive now. We can tweak the settings from the USB drive, and it just makes for a much easier installation, which is going to save a lot of time when it comes to installation and support of the building controller. We've also added some auto configuration options into the building controller when it comes to the setup of the ports, the serial ports for the devices, and things of that nature. So that whole process has gotten much smoother. It should take a lot less time to load these building controllers as well as to service them. And we've also used industrial grade hardware for everything in the building controller. So you know, the industrial grade hardware has a much better lifespan on it, and it's really going to improve the building controller's performance as well. Okay, so I am going to, and you guys can send me questions through the chat, but right now I'm just going to walk through a couple things in the application itself before we do that, just to give you a feel for what it looks like. So let me go ahead and start Frontier here. All right. So I brought us right to the operations screen. So as you can see, well, those of you who already have Frontier will see very quickly the change in the icons on the operations screen. So you know, we've completely changed all the icons. We've completely changed the way we show the state. So anything with an X on it, you know, is offline. These in the alarm queue over here, these are all alarms, of course, but you know, the X, that's an offline alarm. The red is in alarm, and then these are over here is the acknowledgments. This needs attention. This has already been acknowledged. So we've really designed the icons to quickly give you, you know, a visual experience that'll show exactly what's going on with these different objects in the system, without even having to say, you know, right-click on it and do a status or things of that nature. You should be able to look at it right away, understand that, hey, you know, this device, for instance, is offline. It's got an X by it. You know, and this is really important when you get a larger system that is going to have a lot of devices in it. So we've also enlarged the size of the icons. The reason we did that is in the past, you know, the resolutions of screens has gotten finer, where our icons have actually shrunk. So you know, it's really taking into consideration those resolution changes that you know, we're now dealing with such higher resolution monitors. I had also mentioned the watch window. So on the watch window, you know, it's typically been this this vertical kind of footprint here. Now I have the ability to click this button here, and now I can take it into a horizontal view. And of course, you know, I'm resizing these windows on the fly here, but you know, within the operations screen, we do have the ability to move all these different windows around, and then we can save them so they'll always come back to the same place. So you know, you get this thing exactly where you want it, you save it, it comes back there every time. One of the other enhancements of this window, if you notice, is the image size is much larger now. In the past, we've had kind of a fixed image size, so no matter how big the window was, the image wouldn't quite get as big. So you do have the ability to really make this window very large at this point. So you know, this is a great thing to be able to do. You know, depending on how many monitors you can have multiple windows. So you could have one very large window if you'd like to really be able to see the image as well. We also added, and I don't really have the ability to show this to you right now, but we did add the whereabouts tab. on this screen as well. So, for those who aren't familiar with the application, what this window does is in real time as people are presenting their credentials, their image will pop up. It'll show the door that they're going through and if they were accepted or rejected at that door. If they were rejected, it'll tell you why, out of schedule, no access to this door, things of that nature. And with this window, it'll keep recording transactions, and you can pause it and go back and forward, as well as click on a button called Whereabouts that is going to pop up basically a record or multiple records showing where this person has been throughout the facility. And that's a configurable thing, so I can say, hey, I want to see the last 10 transactions or maybe even the last 50 transactions this person has done specifically. So it's really taking it to another level after you've seen this person in the watch window. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the People and Credentials window. Okay, so this is a People and Credentials window. Like I said, this is consistent with our setup windows, where you'll have records up at top and you'll have details of those records on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and return all the records for the people I have in the system. And as you can see, I've got multiple records in here. So I can search by name. I can search by just about any type of way you can think in here to return records. And I can move this bar up and down if I want to look at the record a little bit more in detail once I find it. But basically, you right when you open the window here, I'm at the people level here, and then we also have the credential level. So this right here on the side here showing the picture, this has changed a little as well. So I can get a much larger picture now. I still have whereabouts on the person, which is what I was actually talking about on the operations screen. We've taken the whereabouts, which only existed kind of at this level, and moved it over to the watch level as well. So I don't think I'm going to get any information if I do a whereabouts now. But basically, I get records here on this person telling me where they've been through the facility, accepted or rejected, and at what doors. I can also deactivate the person immediately from here. And I can also see their last accepted and rejected transactions. So this is really meant, you find a record, you're interested in this person, right off the bat, first screen, I can see kind of where they've been and go into whereabouts and dig deeper into where they've been, or I can deactivate them very quickly if I have a need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the other things. We have our personal tab, as we've always had in the system. Personal information about the person, but really what's more interesting here is the credential tab. So you can see I only have one of one records here, so I only have one credential defined in here. But you can literally do unlimited credentials that we could apply to Mr. John Doe over here. And like I said, it could be multiple types of technology on the credential, but this is a screen where you would actually manage those credentials, give them access, validate, invalidate credentials, and things of that nature. And then we also have the credential tab here, and this is going to go straight to the credential level. So really, this is going to be more of a numbering type record here. You're going to get the actual credential numbers over here, as well as the person that it's associated with. And as you can see, you get a status of this credential very quickly when you click on the record. So once again, meant to show you very quickly the things that matter or that matter to you typically when you are looking at records. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the web client and give you an idea of what the web client is looking like. Okay. So as I had said before, if you notice, the design of these, and I've actually got a touch screen here on my laptop that I'm using. It's designed to be able to be used with your fingers. The buttons are large enough, and this will really port over to a tablet very well. So as you can see, we have three basic panes. I'm sorry, three as well as the watch window here. But this is the operations screen. So this is this is the same exact database that we were just looking at from the actual client software. So it totally follows the same information you were seeing. But as I click on database groups, instead of getting the detail about that down here at the bottom like I do on the other client, that was moved over to here. So if I click Boston office, these are all the objects within there. I can drill down within the tree, look at bolo alarms, doors at the Dayton office. But basically, I can come over here. I can do right clicks to do commands to doors, as well as I can just select the door here, and I can come up to the top here and do the same commands. I can collapse these windows. I can resize these windows. Whatever works. Basically for the configuration of the system. Some people might have shorter names over here in their database tree. They may have different configurations as far as the database groups and the different levels that can go further down, so that you may need more real estate to the right and left. So that's why you have the ability to actually resize these windows here. And then if you look here, we do have the alarm queue. So this is the same queue that you saw over in the other client, and this is where all your alarms would come in, and you have the ability to acknowledge and control alarms from here. And then of course you have the watch window. So similar functionality to the client here, where you can see transactions as they're coming in real time, as well as apply filters and things of that nature. So if I go to system setup here, system setup right now in this first phase is going to consist of people and credentials and schedules. So at this point, we have the ability to find different people within the system. We can manipulate their access. We can update their photo from the web client. We can deactivate them, so we can control them from the access standpoint as far as valid, invalid, deactivation, as well as we'll be able to actually tweak the access here. So I can actually, I can give out access groups here. I can take away access groups, invalidate, whereabouts. So really, we can do most of the functionality we can do from the actual client. Some of the things that in this phase we can't do at this point, or we have not built the functionality yet, is to be able to do full-on badging. Where you're actually creating card layouts and printing badges and things of that nature. That functionality is not there yet. Really, at this phase, it's really more of administration of the person and being able to control the person records and the credential records. So if I look at credentials, I get the same, same kind of view that I got before, where everything is driven by the actual credential number as far as what you're looking for. And then, of course, we can also do reports. So this will give you the ability to run all the reports that are defined within the system from the web client itself, which is really going to add a lot of functionality as far as the visibility of what's going on and being able to do those type of things remotely. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free to send them to me. It looks like I got quite a few here right now. So I'm going to just start from the top. So I've got a really good question here. Are the client stations still managed by IP address, or will DNS naming work with them now? So I'd love to be able to tell you that the answer was yes to DNS right now, but right now they are still being managed by IP. What I can say is that that is something that we are working on and will be changing. We will have the ability to do both, but it isn't quite there yet. So thank you. That's a great question, and I will make sure to keep that on my roadmap as far as as we're developing the software. We will definitely be looking at that. And then another question was the number of web clients. Is it restricted by the number of workstation clients? So basically the answer is the web client is going to act as any other connection to the system. So for instance, if you have 5 licenses, you have basically the way our licensing works at the workstation or client level is that we do a thing called concurrent licensing once you've bought 3 licenses or more. So what that means is if I have, for instance, 5 licenses, I could define 25 workstations that could connect to the application, but only 5 of them can connect at any time. And the web client, if it is connected, will count as one of those connections. So just think of the web client as more or less just another connection to the system. So I think the second question I have here is in regards to licensing on the web client, and I think I kind of already answered that. But so basically, just treat it as, like I said, another client to the system, and however many client licenses you have is however many connections you'll be able to make to the actual server. And I think I've already answered the next one maybe. Does the web client still make use of the pool of dedicated and concurrent license? And yes, the answer is yes. So, and then my next question was, when is R4 available? So the release date is going to be the 7th of April, and it will be available at that time. The solid-state building controller is still a little bit of a work in progress, and the release for the solid-state building controller is in the very beginning of June. Let's see. And then I've also got another question about licensing fee for the web client. Once again, just follows the same basic licensing scheme by connection. And then I had a question about the ability to demo the product. Yeah, so there'll be, like I had kind of hit on earlier, there will definitely be the ability to demo the product, and there will be a demo database that will come with the product to make the presentation of the software much easier, as well as educating people as they're learning the product. They'll have the demo database to be able to really understand what's going on within the application, because the demo database is built out to show the functionality of the application. Okay. So I also got a question here of if the new solid-state PC is compatible with current versions of Frontier. Yes, it will be compatible with current versions of Frontier. And here's another good one. So the maximum number of serial ports or loops for the building controller. The building controller will come with 6 onboard serial connections to hook up devices, and then we'll have the ability to put an expansion card in the building controller to add 2 more ports. So 8 ports will be the maximum amount of ports that you can actually hook up to that building controller. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading questions here. Okay, also got another great question. A list of compatible camera softwares will be available. So yeah, we do have a list of cameras that are compatible with the Frontier VMS system that will be available. Anyone should be able to get that through their account manager. Should be able to provide that information. Let's see. And then I got a question about the cost of the building controller. I myself, I'm not sure what the cost is at this point because the product is not released yet. So we should have that information very soon. But I definitely don't want to speak to that yet, as it's not quite put out to the public yet. So we'll have to wait and see here. But we should have an answer pretty soon on that. Okay. Well, I think, let's see, are we running? Current PC work with R4. Yeah, so the current VC will be backwards compatible. So basically it's not only with R4, it is going to be backwards compatible. And then I also have a question about Milestone VMS. I'm not quite sure, Ladislav, specifically what you're referring to. I'm not sure if you're referring to like an integration with R4, or maybe Ladislav, we can when we get offline, I can get with you. Okay, yeah, we don't currently have a integration to Milestone. But I can definitely talk to you offline about that if you'd like. But at this point, no, we don't have an integration to Milestone. All right. Well, does anybody else have any questions that I might not have answered? I've got a pretty long list here in my question queue, so if anybody has any more questions or would like me to maybe clarify anything, just shoot me a question here. I'll give it a second. Okay. Okay. I had a question from, I guess it's Mr. Porter. Yeah, if you had connections seeing the screens, yeah, we did go through quite a few. There was a lot of visuals for it. So I did have a PowerPoint as well as I went through the application. So if you were unable to see any of that, I did record the webinar, so we can get you a copy of the webinar, and then you can go through and see it, and I can get with you later on, and we can go through any questions you might have about it. All right? All right. Well, thanks, everyone. I really appreciate everyone taking the time to listen to my webinar today, and everybody have a great day. Thanks.